comrade slows down the whole team.
And you rotate.
And the healthy ones are now easier to pick off.
This is really hard. All the gear, 2 50-pound buckets of water, and a hurt man. It really slows the squad down. Not easy work.
But the Marines never leave a man behind. In Fallujah, Iraq, in 2004, Sergeant Jeremiah Workman and his team were caught in an ambush inside a building. They escaped, but several wounded men were left behind. Sergeant Workman and his team fought their way back in and brought out every single one of his team.
It always pays to be a winner. Sucks to be a loser.
When you've got a wounded person and you have to get that person somewhere and complete your mission, it becomes really confusing when you're doing it under high stress and high tension situations, like a battlefield.
The fog of war. It's difficult to see through, but if you make the right decisions, you're a Marine, and that's the way they fight here. Put him down!
Down.
We thought we'd reached the end of our drill and our endurance, carrying the water and an injured Marine. But our test wasn't over yet. Once the other squads arrived, we assembled for the final part of our training. A fight against the other squad of Marines.
All right, listen up. Ground fighting. From this point on, you will stay on your knees once we begin the engagement. No fish hooks, eye gouges. You will not do heel hooks. If I see you doing a heel hook, I'll kick you in the head.
But getting kicked in the head was the least of our worries. Gunnery Sergeant Friend had another surprise. Pepper spray.
Because of the constant threat of chemical weapon attacks, Marines have to be prepared to fight in conditions where they can barely see or breathe.
Now team pulls you up. You're going to your respective sides, over on the side.
And there's no better way to practice than to do it for real.
Let's go. Your life for him. Let's go. Let's go, sir.
Nerve agents are the greatest fear of any fighting force in the modern world. But the Marines have encountered chemical weapons in combat as far back as World War I, when lethal mustard gas was used against American forces by the German army.
It didn't stop the Marines. They poured into the German trenches and used their bayonet techniques to destroy the enemy. The Germans were so terrified of the Marines, they called them Teufelhunden, devil dogs. The Corps took it as a compliment.
This training is brutal. We've marched miles carrying water and wounded. Our eyes and throat burn from the pepper spray, and we are fighting against an entire squad of highly trained Marine Corps martial artists. It's survival of the fittest.